Hello, welcome to another episode of Bville Live. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make baked apples. I really like baked apples. They're a delicious, nutritious treat. They're high in fiber and they're very economical to make. So you can make baked apples a variety of ways. The first thing you need to start with are some good apples. These are fresh from the farm. Up in Baldwinsville, New York, we have lots of apple orchards nearby, and I got these from one of the local orchards, and they're delicious. So any variety of apple will work. I think these are a blend of Gala and Golden Delicious and Red Delicious. So what you want to do first is core out your apple. I have a really cool apple peel cooler. Makes it super easy. I got it as a birthday gift from my future daughter-in-law, and you just pop it in, twirl it around, pop it out, and the core comes right out. So after you've cored your apples, find an oven-proof dish to put them in, and then we're going to start our magic. So I like to make them as healthy as possible, and I like nuts. You don't have to add nuts. You can just put them in with some water. You can add some brown sugar or maple syrup. Any of those things will do. I have a nut mixture that we often snack on. It's a combination. I'm allergic to peanuts, so I don't put peanuts in here, but it's a combination of almonds, pecans, walnuts, cranberries, and golden raisins. So what I'm doing right now is some of the larger nuts I am breaking in half, my cashews and some of my walnuts and pecan pieces. I keep these in a jar, so if somebody comes in the kitchen, they're hungry, they don't know what they want, they just grab a handful of nuts, and that's a really, really good thing to have on hand. So I'm just breaking my almonds and the larger nuts in half, so they're a little bit easier to stuff into the apple. So you don't have to add sugar to this or brown sugar. I like to add a little bit just for flavor because my nuts are unsalted and they're plain. So, but you don't have to. So you're going to take about a teaspoon and pop it into the core of each one. And I like to do this by putting a ring around the apple at the top. It makes it easier to stuff them in. Or you can just take a pinch and pop them in there. So again, this is a mixture of pistachios, pecans and walnuts, cashews, golden raisins. But if you don't have all those, any mixture of nuts are fine. I just happen to like those. I get nuts every couple of weeks, and like I said, we snack on them, and I use them in my cooking. I'll put them in cookies if I make cookies, and having the mixture on hand makes it really, really easy to do. So fill each of the apple cores that you have taken out, the hollows, with this nut, raisin, cranberry mixture. And you can actually just use pecans or walnuts and raisins and cranberries if you don't want to spend all the money on the other nuts. But we use nuts a lot. We try and go as vegetarian as possible, so we tend to eat more nuts, make it up that way. So that was just enough. So that was probably about a half a cup of nuts for 5 apples. I'm not going to use a lot of brown sugar. I'm just going to use a little bit. And I'm just going to put a little bit on the top of each one, kind of pack it in there. When it bakes down, it's going to give it a little extra sweetness. I'm using about a half a teaspoon, just kind of putting a cap on it, like that. If you don't have brown sugar, you can use honey, you can use white sugar, you can use molasses. That'll have a little bit of a bitter flavor to it, but I think it will be okay because these apples are so sweet. Okay, it's super fast to make, nice for dessert. They're great in the fall. It's January, I'm just using them now. Okay, that's all you're going to do. And then you're going to put it in a 350-degree oven. You're going to add some water to that. The water is going to help kind of give it a steam bath. So I'm going to pop that water right in the center there. And I'm going to fill it about halfway. That makes a delicious drink afterwards. I'm also going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon in it, cinnamon sugar, or just plain cinnamon is fine, and top each of these with a little bit of cinnamon. Just like that. So I'm guessing I'm using a quarter of a teaspoon to a half. and that's going to make the house smell absolutely wonderful. Okay, my oven has been preheated. You don't have to preheat the oven. You can if you want. I generally turn it on when I start making my recipe. It's ready to go. I'll put it in the oven, and I'm going to cook that for about 35 to 40 minutes. So I'm going to set my timer, and I'm going to set that for 40 minutes. Now I'll set it for 35, and then I'm going to test my apple afterwards and see if it's soft. If it's not, then I'll add it in for an extra 5 minutes. And when it's done, I'll show you what it looks like. It's that easy. Quick recipe. It took me all of 5 minutes to prepare. I'll see you soon. So 35 minutes was the exact right amount of time, and now you have some delicious baked apples to enjoy anytime. Enjoy.